When a government wants you to stop asking questions, they release a distraction. In America, this takes the form of a new chicken sandwich, and in CS2, this takes the form of sticker slabs. Sticker slabs are Valve's version of a shiny new thing. They're largely pointless and designed to make you forget that you just watched the entire kitchen burn down last week. This update is either out of guilt or because someone on the dev team fell down a Pokemon rabbit hole last week. But before you start to feel warm and appreciated, they also remembered to add a paywall. Today, we're going to dissect the cracks in the economy after the red to gold update, identify the real victims of the sticker slabs, and walk through the actual headlines that everyone missed. Welcome to this week's market report. Let's start with the big picture. The CS2 economy is currently experiencing what can only be described as a billion-dollar hangover. Since the trade-up overhaul, knives and gloves have been in a free fall, and it's not just a pullback, it's been a sustained grinding loss of value over the past week. High-tier finishes have shed the most in raw dollars, but low-tier combos are collapsing in percentage terms. Overall, we're sitting at a little over $1 billion lost in total market cap since the update a few weeks ago. And this isn't over yet. Every day, the new meta pushes more trade-ups, which is making all those rare finishes more and more common. We can, of course, speculate the obvious questions. Is there enough demand to catch this falling knife by Christmas? Will the Chinese New Year inject a second life? And only time will tell. But it's not just knives and gloves. The container market is down as well. Over the last month, demand across all liquid containers is down about 22 to 23%, with prices down about 5%. The headlines seem simple, cases are weak, but that's not accurate. The market isn't dead. It's reorganizing. Let's look closer at the data. Glove case demand is up over 60%, while Dreams and Nightmares and Operation Breakout have collapsed in demand. And then there's the long tail of classic cases. Prisma, Shadow, Danger Zone, that are all down 40 to 55% in activity. So this isn't nearly as random as it seems. It's a migration event. Money is funneling into anything that directly feeds the new trade-up machine. If it produces useful reds or golds, it lives. If not, it gets abandoned. And amid all of this damage, Valve released the chicken sandwich. You already know how sticker slabs work, so we'll keep this short. You buy a slab, you put a sticker in it, it becomes a charm. You unseal it, you get the sticker back, and you destroy the slab. That's it. On paper, this seems pretty harmless, but in practice, this rebuilds the sticker economy from the ground up. Before slabs, applying a sticker was a permanent sacrifice. Supply slowly decreased as more and more got applied, and prices had a pretty logical relationship with scarcity and time. After slabs, applying a sticker is now reversible, so that crown foil is no longer a one-time decision, meaning its application rate, in a permanent sense, has decreased. And the data reflects this chaos. Sticker demand is up 11 to 12%, short-term sticker prices are up about 116% in aggregate. High-tier stickers, crowns, cados, foils have been set on fire by demand as everyone rushes to forge the first 6 sticker monstrosities for their loadouts. But here's the paradox. I think this charm will lead to fewer meaningful sticker applications over time. Let's quickly recap. We've gone from 4 stickers to 5 stickers, to move these stickers anywhere, and now slabs that encourage even more layering. At some point, you're no longer customizing a gun, you're burying it alive. My new definition of a clean craft is pretty simple. The weapon art is still visible, and the charm, which is a slab, is the only external accessory. If I had to pay for a D-lore, I would prefer to see the skin itself. But let me know in the comments whether you're a minimalist or the kind of person who looks at the D-lore and thinks, this needs more. But slabs don't just change stickers, they directly attack the existing charm ecosystem. Charm prices are already bleeding, with aggregate charm pricing trending down while demand stagnates. And this is just the opening act. Here's the problem. Charms can't be destroyed. Once they're unboxed, they live forever, either on the weapon or on the 11th page of your inventory. Valve's idea of scarcity was to add patterns, but the issue is that no one really cares or knows what these charm patterns are. So charms are basically an infinite supply cosmetic, almost no emotional attachment, and they now have to compete with arguably the most popular accessory in CS2, stickers. On one side you have the piss butane buddy, and on the other side you have your favorite team logo, holo, or meme sticker that you actually like. It's really not a fair fight, and I think the sticker slabs quietly converted the charms into a worthless pile of clutter. So what's the long con with these slabs? Naturally, the community is split into two factions. In this theory, future sticker capsules will drop with random scrape percentages. Mint stickers become the new factory new, heavily scraped ones become the battle scarred equivalents, and there's a whole grading mechanism for everything in between. Sticker capsules essentially become the slot machines. You don't just gamba for the sticker, you gamba for the condition of the sticker as well. And with slabs, you suddenly have portable, flex-ready charms and potentially condition graded stickers to add an entirely new access to monetize without adding a single new weapon. It's a very elegant form of developing the ecosystem, and that's why this theory seems so convincing. Not to mention, stickers with random wear isn't a new idea. Check out this thread I found from Reddit. It seems like it was a thing already in the early days, so the precedent is there. The second camp believes this is all overthinking. Slabs are just charms 2.0, more cosmetic fluff, more inventory clutter, no deep intent, just another gimmick. But the truth is likely somewhere in between. Right now, slabs are cosmetic. They don't have scrape RNG, they don't have condition tiers, but they do create the perfect environment to support those systems in the future. Valve rarely adds a system for one use. Keys led to cases, cases led to gloves, patterns led to blue gems. Now slabs might lead somewhere else, but only time will tell. Alright, so while everyone was busy hypothesizing about the future of slabs and charms, there's a real headline I haven't heard others talk about. Case unboxing profitability has quietly doubled for most major containers, and it's holding pretty strong. Look at some of these broader category trends. Pistols prices are up 35%, rifles are up 32%. SMGs and heavies up 50 to 75%. This is an organic love for the mid-tier skins. People aren't buying reds because they want them, they need them to feed the trade-up machine. Now let's look at some specific cases. The glove case. Its profit chance on an unbox went from 2% to around 4%, its highest ever. Chroma 2 has moved from around 2.5% to 3% to 5% to 6%. Meanwhile, case prices have stayed steady, so we've arrived at a very odd outcome. The act of opening cases, historically the worst decision you could make, is now less bad, and in some scenarios, almost sensible. Again, this is going to be on a longer term horizon, considering that container demand is still down overall by 20 to 23%, everyone is still loving the trade-ups. But as these reds get more and more overvalued and scarce, there's a real possibility that case opening could become the smart choice again. Now that we understand the structure, let's look at how people are actually behaving. The weekly hype list is just a museum exhibit of trade-up fodder. The Buzzkill, Neo Revolution, Dragonfire, and Mecha Industries are all spiking massively. The common thread is pretty obvious. So after all this, where does the market actually stand? High tier knives and gloves are still bleeding from the trade-up update, and the recovery narrative is mostly cope. Structurally, they're still absorbing the shock from a system that made rare finishes less rare. Sticker slabs could be a cute cosmetic update, or the end of charms overall. If watching patch notes move millions of dollars stresses you out as well, welcome to the club. See you next week, and thanks for watching.